All right, gentlemen. Let's work.
I hear the Grand Moff is calling me Malgus the Betrayer. Tell me, did my deception sting?
Welcome back to the AC Bagel YouTube channel. I'm AC Bagel here to edit some stuff. What's up? How are we doing tonight? What is it? Wednesday? Hump day? Anybody got the midweek blues? Or is it just me? I'm just grumpy because my house is falling apart. $3,200 of house repairs this month is just sickening. All right. It has been 4 days since my last stream. 5 days. And I have done a lot of work in those days since... What was this? The 18th, so yeah, it's 5 days later. I hate how it does this on the channel. I mean, I get why, because it says 4 days. Because it was the 18th. But so technically, like, I haven't hit this exact minute to turn it to 5 days, but I kind of feel like they should just, like, round up. Because it's 5 days and, like, 10 minutes. What do I know? So the last stream was the one where I was like experimenting with the whole flashback thing, starting to build out some of that. I've done a lot of work since the last stream, and the main thing we're going to be working on tonight is this section right here, where, if you remember, in the original show, this is where you get Moff Gideon's "My clones" speech. Thought that was one of the lowest points in The Mandalorian. If it wasn't for the Lizzo stuff, this would probably be my least favorite section of all of The Mandalorian. I think Gideon acts just so out of character, and of course the clones were just like, what? Why do you have a bunch of clones of yourself? It was so odd. Everything about that was so odd and not built up at all. I mean, you've got the cloning stuff in the earlier seasons, but everything is leading towards they're trying to use Grogu to bring back Palpatine, is kind of what's hinted at. And then it's just like, nope, never mind. It's a bunch of Gideons. What? And they look so... The VFX looks so bad in that cloning center. I mean, it looks worse than Attack of the Clones, to be honest. And then Din and Grogu just blow it up in like two seconds after discovering what it is, and then Moff Gideon just has an aneurysm about it. So... I had to brainstorm. I had to do an AC Bagel brainstorm because you get Din going into the command center. He can't find Gideon in there. Gets trapped in. Door opens, and normally it's unmasked Gideon. ranting about his clones. So that's a great point, Goob. What's up, Marv? Sukui Gar? Yeah, the lack of any type of security in that cloning center, especially when... Let's see if I can find it. I think I built this after my last stream, so let me just show you. I'll show you the scene, but he realizes Din's escaped, and like you can see him looking for the command center, very obviously on this map. I mean, he like turns left. He's like, oh, he's coming to the command center, and then like the cloning room is right next to the command center. And there's not a single guard anywhere, even though he tells this wanker, no, I'll take care of it myself. It's like, you didn't, though. You left your clones wide open. You saw where they were coming on the map. You know where your cloning base is. You know where your command center is. And then, like, this platform, he's, like, back in the hangar. He's in the hangar again. It's like, why are you set up in the hangar? That's what I've been saying about these last couple episodes. There is just no concept of geography or layout of this base, nor any consideration done to the sequence of events that will occur during battle. You've got that big, long cave section that's just like, what is going on? The pacing is so bad. Man alive, it's bad. Okay. So this is what we're going to be mainly working on tonight, is building this speech out. I have a lot of it done. Still a lot to do. I'll show that to you later. Listen, there's like no effects on this.
That's why your home burns beneath my boots.
Okay, like I've got no sound in here other than the first draft of a voice line. But I've got it like written and all that kind of stuff.
Din Djarin! You Mandalorians never learn. Always hiding behind armor, creed, and myth. As if clinging to relics makes you strong. But you're...
Okay. So, gotta extremely do all the audio stuff there. Let's backtrack. Let's go back to what we were working on last time, which was the flashback section, so I can show you how I finished that up. I redid this conversation with Bo-Katan, so check that. Okay, so a whole new speech from Axwoves there. In the original, at first Bo-Katan, they do the classic, explain the entire plan to the audience, and then do the exact same thing you just said you were going to do. Oh, use the ship as a decoy. I don't know. In mine, that's going to be like a sporadic decision. At this point, Bo-Katan is in desperate need of reinforcements. So he just flies up here. There's no thought of like, well, I don't even get that. Use the ship as a decoy? For what? I mean, the bombers aren't going to bomb their own base. Like, you guys are safe from the interceptors and bombers down there. I mean, maybe a decoy for the gauntlets? It was just odd. There's like no context, so I just got rid of that whole thing. So he goes up there, he needs reinforcements. Okay, there's just no sound effects in these episodes, so I had to add all this jetpack stuff myself. There like wasn't even footsteps when he was running. Look at this. I had to add footstep tracks because you couldn't hear his own footsteps. So then I added one more clip. This is ridiculous. I'm about to crash out on this episode. Look at this nonsense. But the Axe Woves lands in the hangar. Okay, and this is in the show. He's talking to this guy. I don't even know this guy's name. Okay, we're at 25, 12, 16. Okay, it's been 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. And the door's opening at 3.5 seconds. Axe Woves, this is in the original Disney show. He lands in the hangar and is on the bridge in 3.5 seconds. So I at least was like, oh my goodness, let me get one more clip of him running. Just to show, like, okay, maybe, you know, there's a little bit of travel we're not seeing where he's running down these hallways.
Send him our coordinates. I'll take over command of the cruiser from...
Okay. Then he gets in. He gives them the orders. Go, go! They load up. Now, I 100% redid everything about this this sequence here of, like, the ships going down and the Imperials arriving for the space battle or the orbit battle, atmosphere battle. I like that. Let me read some chats. That's way better. I feel like the last shot of the flashback would be better cut. You have the fade to white of Child Din crying out, cut to present day Din getting dragged. The one of the jetpack? This one? You're saying like that would be a better transition to that? I wonder if like just a dip to white or something would smooth it out better. I think that helps. This is actually the same effect they use in season 1 when they go to Din's flashbacks. It's just like a dip to white. So I think that helps for the transition. For the parents zoom, what if you did like a blur from the parents to the wide zoom? Might work with that dream effect going on. So you're saying like a blur transition between these two shots? So I would need to... I've already got a blur on here. So this would need to start at 0. Blur to like that. And then I would blur the next one from that same level, which was 64. And I would unblur it over the next few seconds. Okay, let's try that. See how that looks. Kind of works. It might be blurring a little too fast. Like the blur is there too long. I feel like it should really start cooking, like speed up. So let's go slower in the beginning. Yeah, that's better. That kind of helps the scene transition too when it's obscured a little bit. It comes back into focus. Because we're getting just snippets here and there, so like this isn't one continuous chronological thing, so it's just like little snippets of the flight. So to have these visual transitions, I think is fine. A crossfade. I don't have footage on the right side of this, so there'd be nothing to fade from. I think the blur works pretty well. Nice little touch up. Okay, so yes, let's show the Imperials arrive. Change the order of just all these different things. Just like when the Mandalorians are shown in the interior versus when the ships go down into the atmosphere. There was just some weird inconsistencies of like they land here and then they were like sitting down at a time where it seemed like they wouldn't just be sitting down. So I just moved a couple shots around. Let's just... Okay, then they fly down and the Battle of Mandalore begins. In earnest. Now I want you to notice something. Keep this in your mind. As this is going on, right here in this hangar, massive space battle, or whatever you would call this, air battle. Okay, I mean, how many people are on each side? What, the Imperials, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I mean, this is probably like a 50v50 battle. This is like, you know, platoon versus platoon type of thing. It's not, you know, it's not like a massive land war, but there's 50 people, 100-ish. You know, say 100 to 150 soldiers from sides combined, flying jetpacks in a cave, like a sinkhole cave, shooting blasters constantly. And you know what? When Din is fighting Moff Gideon, where all of this is going on right above him, you cannot hear a single... the battle is just like non-existent. It doesn't exist. Which is just so whack, because look, here they are. Look at this. It's chaotic. It's right in front of him. And again, going back to the earlier point of the command center, this is where Moff Gideon went to intercept Din, at the back of this hangar. So like the door to the command center is apparently like right in here. And Moff Gideon was starting, he was standing about there. It's like, why would you be on that side of the command center? And then you've got this massive battle going on behind you. And it's just like, you don't get any visual of it. You don't get any sound effects of it going on. Like I said, the geography of this base is non-existent. There wasn't even a shred of consideration given to that. This is, I mean, and it cuts from like that to that, like right above Din, and it's just gone. Not a stray blaster bolt, not a stray sound effect, nothing. It's so whack. So I haven't started tackling any of this yet. Oh, I did have one more thing to show you. Shoot. I added in my Boba Fett dinner scene. It plays out the same as the show. So this is kind of like the final transition of the acts. Well, I also added the sound effects for the Heck yeah! Come on, that sounded pretty good, huh? That was a lot of soundtracks to make that happen. I'm down to 29 soundtracks on this project, so thank me for my service. That took a while to sync up. In order to pull that off, if you'll notice, every time you see a ship, I added a noise. I was zoomed in like this far and just every time a ship popped in, I threw in another one. Pop, 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 pop. And I mix it up with a couple different engine types because you've got the Comricks and then some of these, like, these cruisers. But yeah, I think in my last stream, this section was totally silent. I hadn't done, like, the soundtrack or the hyperspace noises. What is this one? There's, like, ships in here. I don't know what they are. These are just, like, Mandalorian corvettes or something. They're not these. That? Well, no, because they don't have the same... Yeah, the engines are different. Those are like squares, and they don't have the two little ones in between each. They look like the things from Empire at War that the Zon Consortium used. Okay, the SWA. Oh, what's up? Sorry, man. Didn't even see you jump in the chat. I've been focused on this for a while. I haven't looked over. The Rise of Skywalker ruined the fear of one Star Destroyer. Ugh. I see. Yes, you're correct. I just pretend that didn't happen. That movie's not real. What are you? What is the Rise of Skywalker? What are you talking about? The attention to detail Star Wars deserves. That was probably in reference to my teeny tiny blender object. That's a little the frames. Yeah. Rebels does the exact same thing. Battles just disappear when you don't look at them. See, I can kind of get that for Rebels. It's not good animation for sure. It's a little more forgivable for Rebels compared to this, which is like the all-time premiere Star Wars show ever. And the final episode of it before the movie you're trying to make. Put in a little freaking effort, man. I'm gonna do it. We're going back to this. I got a flame again. I'm sorry. This bastard. This wanker, Rick Famuyiwa, directed all of the worst Mandalorian episodes. And didn't he do the worst ones? Yeah, and he did the worst one in Ahsoka. The absolute worst cinematography and choreography. Director. One episode. They put him in right at the end so he could freaking ruin the entire episode. Mandalorian directed 6 of them. Oops. I've gone through this on previous streams. It's just it pisses me off every time. This is that section, like the tram thing with those guys that I spent like weeks editing through because the choreography was so bad. And there's like, I'm not saying he's the worst director of all time or anything. I'm saying never let him touch a Star Wars project ever again. These episodes aren't all bad, but it's no coincidence that every single time there's like the lowest set pieces and worst cinematography on an episode, it's him. Every single one. I better not see him on anything Star Wars right now. Upcoming director, nothing. Okay. I hope we have divorced this man. Probably a great guy, probably super nice. Probably not, because he's in Hollywood, but that's how it goes. No more Star Wars, please, Rick. Please. Ooh, that was good on the ears. Yeah, I like that hyperspace noise scope. The noises from those aliens. Oh, yeah, they'd get hit and they'd be like, whoa. The punch noise. Oh, I remember when I found that. It's just like a generic stock footage, like, like the most cartoonish sounding thing ever. Like Roblox noises. So bad. Okay, so the transition between I mentioned I was going to do this a different stream, and I have done it now. So the transition between leaving Navarro and getting to Mandalore, I've got my Boba scene placed here. It plays out exactly the same. Yep. Just talking about, like, Boba's grumping. He's like, I need to make a move. You know, they sent Chrysanthemum to kill me. And she's like, well, you're fine. You got Chrysanthemum trapped in your cave. You sent the message you need to send. So he's really pissy.
Give them another opportunity to strike again.
Pardon the interruption, Master.
What is it?
Din Djarin sent a message. The Mandalorians are en route to Mandalore.
Okay, see that? So, kind of changes the context of that, like, knowing look. Because Boba hears that. And he looks like almost a little pleased, a little relieved. It is kind of the vibe I get from this face. I need to redo the audio transition here. I want to get a Boba's theme set in this part. And I might try and do a generative extension on this to just have him look a little longer. Because you don't get much time on Boba before it cuts. That's like literally like 1 second on Boba's face. I feel like you need another at least 3 seconds to get it across. So I might just do a very simple generative extend, which Adobe lets you do that. Where is that? I don't usually do it in a generative extend tool. Generate extensions of 2 seconds for a video. So yeah. But so you get this like almost relief from Boba where he's like, I can get away from all this drama, like all this Hutt nonsense. And you get this like knowing look from Fennec as if she's like, to me, I get like she's smiling because she knows what he's thinking right now is, yes, I get to leave and go to Mandalore. I don't have to deal with this right now. Like she already knows that Boba's decided internally. I mean, there should be a little conflict in him, which I think you get by his facial reaction. Just like, you know, worlds are colliding. It's time to choose. And at his heart, at his core, what is he? I mean, he's not your traditional Mandalorian, but he's not your traditional bounty hunter either. He is a at this point in his life, he's like a blend, being pulled in multiple directions, but the Mandalorian pulls harder. And that's in line with his Legends arc as well. Okay, so Boba's in there. They fly down. Battle begins. You cut back to this. I put in a little dialogue here. Again, it's like a straight minute of no talking through anything. Nothing. Through all this. Until there when Gideon talks. Not a single word between Din and Grogu this entire time.
You Mandalorians!
Again, I was wanting to do some effect here because I don't understand what I'm looking at. Again, the visual consistency between shots. Okay, the door opens and nobody's there. They're hiding for a while. Din goes like around the door. And then he's like just standing there. Just standing there, looking at him. I'm getting my stuff in the way. I made some. So, like, he's just... This is the show. This is what it does. He's just standing right there in the middle, and then walking towards him. And then Din comes around and shoots. So it's like... You go back to when that door first opens, and you would think he's standing right here. Which maybe you could say, okay, in this shot he's obscured by this thing. But they just opened it to like an empty door. And I also hate this. They're on the other side of the room. Complete other side. Next frame. He's at the door on the other side of the room. One frame, he's sprinted across the entire room. It's so frustrating. So I'm thinking what I was planning was... There's like... Where's a shot of Gideon? There was one that I wanted... He's like standing flexing. This. I was thinking I would just like rotoscope this out. Take him out of this one. And put him right there. Where he should be standing. So look. The door opens and it was like metal, rock, metal. Which... I mean, when you look at these hangers, that is kind of how it works. So that's kind of what we're seeing. But they didn't set up any of these boxes or any... Like, those should be in the other shot, too. And also, like, the depth perception... The depth of this door is wrong. That should be way farther back. So that's where he should be at that moment in the door. See how much depth there is? So it's the shot's kind of just cooked on their end. I would like to at least... I can't really fix the depth, I don't think. I'm not talented enough. Well, could I do that? That would be interesting. And then, of course, he teleports right there. There's so many things to fix in these. I might be able to fix the depth a little bit. This is me. I just have two different shots of him, and I've just looped them just to know how long my speech is. And then I've got like different clips of Din. I'm gonna just like space in between this section. In the show, they front load all of Din's reactions and then just keep it on Gideon's unmasked face for the whole monologue. I really don't want to have to lip sync this monologue, which I think is going to be really powerful when I get the effects done. I really like what I wrote. Which I'll show you what I wrote. So it's easier to do it with him masked.
You live nothing but a fiction, complete erasure, and that creature is the last illusion you're still fighting for.
So that's why I'm just keeping him masked the whole time, and I'll intersperse the reactions of Din and Grogu back and forth through this. Okay, let's do some chats. The Polynesian Spa. My clones. What's up, Patrick J? I didn't welcome you earlier. Welcome. Thanks for the comments. Disney was so unoriginal they couldn't try making another villain. Yeah. Dude, if they had any type of foresight, why would you not do like this whole third season about Moff Pelion? Then you get to like build up Thrawn for the Ahsoka show as you're building up another. Pelion's a great character in the EU. Phenomenal. It's just like the solutions are so obvious and they're trying as hard as they can to not do them. Yeah. Like, make it Pelion if you're going the Imperial route. If you're doing pirates, then don't just do like a random one-off episode. You could have made the whole season about pirates. That would have led well with Skeleton Crew. Just any type of unity between eras. There's just none. My pick would be Pelion. Pelion would have been a great villain for this season. Screaming into the void. Moff Gideon's rant. Yeah. He's so out of character in this moment, too. For, like, the weirdest thing. He's just, like, fuming. And then, I don't know why, didn't get... He's like, about to cry. Look at him. He's literally crying about his clones. And so he says, and you put them down before they could even take their first breath. And that's what, like, triggers Din to turn the corner and shoot his chest. No, not the head. Not the thing that's wide open. You can clearly hear him talking without his helmet on. No, I whip around the corner. He's standing there, not reacting whatsoever. Shoot. Chest. Shoot. Chest. Shoot. Arm. At least that one was aimed a little higher. Arm. Back. Arm again. Chest again. Come on, Din, you suck. So what I have done is I've just cut that initial thing, especially because he's not masked there. So let me read you my speech after I read these chats. He's just standing there, menacingly. Yeah, that's what I was going for earlier. There's no attention to detail, just empty rooms. Yeah. Look at that. No boxes, no Gideon. Just a teeny tiny hangar that is not as wide as it is in the next scene. Like, okay, this is the depth it should be. Look how much ground they covered. I mean, that was like 30, 40 feet. That does not look... That's like 30, 40 feet, and they're only halfway across the room. Like, where they end up in that next scene would be, like, on the wall, but they don't. They're on, like, in this massive hangar they're, like, right in the middle of it after that exchange. So, yeah, it's messed up. I should replace it, because it drives me crazy. If stuff drives me crazy, I replace it, no matter how long it takes. So what would I do? I would need to just mask out freaking... I might be able to... This hologram is going to complicate those first few frames. But I might be able to just get, like, a nice blur in there so you can't really see depth. So I just need to, like, make a mask that moves as this door opens. And then cut that out. And then in the background behind the rest of this... Do I have a shot of that area that's good, though? I mean, I could just use, like... Could I just use, like, that? almost. The camera's not far back. That'll have the same problem. Because the camera's too zoomed into Gideon here to really capture what it should look like. Okay, that one's better. Yeah, the camera angle is going to be really hard to get is the problem. That's not far. The camera's still too close. That's, okay, this is what it should look like. Because this is like from Din's position, which is what we should be seeing. Even a little zoomed out more than that. I wonder if you could take like this and then put the new Gideon on top of this one and then just have that in the background. That might be the move. Maybe just put a clone there when the door opens. Moff destroying the Darksaber somehow. Let the past die. Kill it if you have to. SWA, that's the only way you can become who you're meant to be. I think the Mandalorian should have just stayed with the Mandalorian stuff, not Imperial stuff. I would have liked to see it just, yeah, Mandalorian culture bounty hunting show. With the route they went with the Grogu thing, I'm fine with the Imperial stuff. I love the Imperial Remnant. So any little snippet you can feed me of the Imperial Remnant, I'll devour it. I don't like bringing Gideon back for Season 3, obviously. Who does? What are the chances this Moff Gideon is a clone and the real one's still out there? Oh, I'm sure somebody at Disney really wants to do that. It is genuinely entirely possible that's the case. Would not put it past them. That'd be a terrible excuse. Oh yeah, he was just a clone 10 years later, twirling mustache villain, all part of the plan. Yeah. Yeah, that it would be a horrendous decision to bring Moff Gideon back again. Because he, like at the end of Season 1, he crashes in the TIE Fighter. You think he died. He cuts out of it with a Darksaber. Okay? Setting him up for Season 2. Whatever. He was new. They introduced him in like the last 2 episodes. So it wasn't that bad. Season 2, he's captured by the rebels. He's going to like a military tribunal. And then in Season 3, he just like off-screen very mysteriously and confusingly escapes the shuttle. That would have been an awesome scene to show, by the way. Disney. Super Commandos raiding a prison shuttle in space. Sounds pretty cool. And then at the end of this one, he dies in that. We don't even know if we were going through this in the last stream of like, does he actually die here? What? He does that like super corny stick his arms out thing. Woo! And then he's just like, but he's in Beskar armor. Like really developed ones. And then there's no body. He's just gone. So yeah, they left it open to bring him back and say he was a clone. Like legitimately. Woo! Okay. That was a lot of recap. I want to show you my Gideon speech so you understand where I'm going. Gosh dang it. Okay. I'm going to read this for you. So you get a picture of my storyboard here. Din Djarin! Right as that door opens, the stupid-looking door. You Mandalorians never learn. Always hiding behind armor, creed, and myth. As if clinging to relics makes you strong. But you're fractured, tribal, predictable. That's why your home burns beneath my boots. again. Truth is, I despise your kind. Self-righteous zealots wrapped in scrap metal, pretending it gives you a purpose. You lack order. You swarm like womp rats, clinging to a dead world and a dead code. You deserve nothing but extinction, complete erasure. Okay, so that's kind of the end of his standing there, like walking towards the camera rant. Now we're getting towards the end of it, and I'm going to have him, like, turn his head slightly, and then look, and then use... Hold on. Where is it? I must have hidden it somewhere else. What the heck? Oh, this. So I'm going to have, like, this clip play. And then you see Gideon. He's going to, like, just see him. And that's what leads to this. And that creature is the last delusion you're still fighting for. I will erase him too. And that is what triggers Din Djarin to pop out and shoot him. Not, you killed my clones before they took their first breath. No, he threatens Grogu. He threatens Grogu, then you get this. No! Pop, 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 pop. Also gotta fix this. This is stupid. The classic. Let me show it from this angle. Let me show it from this. Look. Let me show it from this angle. Let me show the same thing again from this angle. Then let me show the same thing again from this angle, except he's... Look how close he is here. Look at that. I mean, he's 1 foot away from his chest. Does that look like 1 foot to anybody? It's like, why did you even need to show this, though? You go there, and then you revert back, and then you fly again to him. And then you cut, and then you zoom in here, and he's still farther than the first time he flew. I'm crashing out tonight, guys. That next frame should start right here. Which is going to look weird, because it's literally just this one, but zoomed in. That's all it is. So I have to totally re-edit this whole fight. I only did like the very, very beginning of that, and I just fixed like this first throw, which I'm gonna. These are some old edits on this part, so I'm kind of gonna take this from scratch. Gosh dang. I kind of want to just do this fight now. The fight's going to be more fun editing than doing all the audio effects for this speech. That'll just be kind of monotonous for a stream. And I got to do like a lot of generative extends and stuff. That seems like an off stream project. So let's do the battle. Let's make a good duel between Din and Moff. Okay, I wanted to change that. This part I remember I liked how I edited this section, I believe. The throw I think I liked. Alright. Okay. No! Pop, 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 pop. That one's fine right there. Because he's getting closer. And then I think... let me see if I can sync the zoom on this with the zoom on the other one. If I can like match the frames. This whole thing's gotta go. It's either that or like I'm doing a zoom really close to his jetpack through this. That's an idea too. That's kind of cool. I've got a couple options on how to fix this thing. Let's see. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, the zoom would happen on this frame. Because you get a cut to the side. So if we're doing this, then it should cut to here. Try two different techniques to fix this. First, that looks weird. That's a huge zoom. And Gideon's arms are doing something totally different, so I don't think that's going to be the solution. So let's go like this into here. Gosh, that's so dumb. One frame. Somebody in an editing room, tell me what I'm missing here. How do the top editors in the world working at Disney do this? Like, this is just an editing thing. Really, people? From this, I'm one foot away. His arms are up in the air. To this. Now my arms are down and I'm 10, 12 feet away. And then I fly back. And now I'm 2 feet away, 3 feet away. Again. I do like the sound design on this thing. That sounds cool. See how much more like of a presence that makes Gideon have? To cut a few frames off the fall and then cut out this slow meandering over there. I get it, you want to show Gideon's all cocky and stuff, but just it disrupts combat. Maybe I watch too much UFC. It's just it's not realistic. Alright. What do we say we're going to do? We are going to try keeping this. So I need a side-by-side of this. Probably planning on cutting this middle section. Just delete that whole thing. And then, look. See? This is the same take. It is literally the same exact take. It's literally just a zoom. Can you guys see that? You see what I'm dealing with? Can I zoom this or no? Why can't you make this bigger? Oh, come on. There's got to be a way for me to... Why can't I zoom these? But yeah, just look at the details. It's the exact same... We've got the horizontal blue line there, horizontal blue line there. this one on the left should be a few frames earlier. Because it's more like here. So I need to like match the zoom level on that first shot with this one. So if I've got this frame, will this... Yeah. This needs to be a little bit over here, I think. Now that I'm looking, it might be a camera just to the right of this one. Because that angle, see that? You're seeing like up under the jetpack here. And this you're seeing it horizontal. So this camera, it's the same take, but it's two cameras like right next to each other. One is a little higher set than the other one. Okay, so I think he still needs to go a little bit over here. Probably a little less zoomed in, honestly. He needs to be a little higher. The distance looks about right for the frames. So let's take you here. Look at that. Wait, what? What's happening? Why is that changing there? Hold on. I've got myself confused on something. No way. What? Why was that? I am quite confused. That was just, I think that was just a Premiere glitch. Okay. Okay, these are my two different shots then. Okay, that was odd. I wonder if I just add a fade if... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Nope, can't do that. I might try the morph cut between these two. Okay. Can I get my grid view on here? Where's that button? Can you not do it in comparison? Where's that little grid thing? Where did they put that? Is it overlays? No. You gotta pad that runtime any way they can. Yeah, with the extra frames. Yeah, these last 2 episodes were so short too. That was disappointing. Same as Book of Boba. What the heck is that? I don't even know what that is. What? Sorry, this is I'll just freaking Google search this.
Go to Effects and search for Grid.
What?
And double click to apply.
There's no way. What? It's... What the heck is going on? Search Grid? There's nothing called Grid. That's not it. This is from 2024 too. Oh, this is from 2012. View, guide, add guides. Is that where it is now? View. View. Oh my gosh. What do I need to be clicked on? Son of a gun. Gosh dang it. Where's the freaking grid thing? Ah, why can't I see it now? And I click it and nothing happens. And now I can't click it anymore. Workspaces, export, search. What on earth? Oh, and now I'm gone. Where did this thing go? I've done it before. I just... Wow, I click on this video. Where...
So some of you guys were asking from my last video how I got those guidelines on my viewport within Premiere Pro. So I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. So the first thing you're going to do is make sure that you click on the viewport. Then you're going to come up to View, make sure Show Guides is checked. That's what I just clicked. And then check Show Rulers.
I just did that, didn't it? Oh, there we go. I surrender. Why is this different every time I try and click on this?
Then you'll notice the rulers pop up in your viewport. Now all you got to do is just click and drag, and you can easily mark the eye line and even the vertical center. And you could just keep adding a bunch of them if you want. You can right click, press Edit Guide, change the color. And you could toggle your guides on and off by clicking this little button right here. If you want to completely remove the guides and start over, go back to View and press Clear Guides.
Okay. They are called guides now. There used to be a button you just click down here, and it would just like make its own grid for you. You didn't have to do this manually. Well, gosh dang. What is this? The center is 1,000's this. Oh my gosh. Can I not type them in? Why can't I type this in? Get it close enough. I need this grid so I can match up the two shots as close as possible. Okay. Now watch, if this doesn't work in comparison view, my life is over. Kill me. July 2025 is one of the worst months of my life. In their chat, it just doesn't work in comparison view. This freaking program. All right, we'll do it live. Okay, see how Din's head is in a totally different box. So head needs to be in box 3 here. Now we're getting closer. It's still a little too far. It's a little too big. A little too far up. So his armpit's like in that corner there. And then here. Yeah, I think he's still just too big. His armpit should be like in that corner. It's starting to look pretty smooth. It's not totally there yet. Oh, freaking Gideon's in a different spot. That's part of it. But it's also like when it's going this fast, it's like the camera can shake a little bit too. See, Gideon's one column over on this one. So what if I stop it here, though? Take out 2 frames. That might have been... I think I did 1 frame too many. There we go. Now we're even closer. So Din... He's in, I think, as close to the same spot as you're going to get. Maybe I can have him a little farther this way. Yeah. And then Gideon's probably as close as you can get. So let's take my guides off. Let's see how this looks live. We'll do it live. Send it. Fly, Din! Was that just me, or I didn't even notice a transition? I think I did it. What? It's definitely... The cut's there. You just can't even tell. It's gone. It's fixed. The only thing was that the sound pack of the jetpack was off. So, yeah. Visuals look great now. I need to find the jetpack sound. Because they turn it on like 3 times. Yeah, that needs to be like here. So the jetpack should start like here. Let's try this. Damn! Chuck! That got me hyped up. I did not think I could get it to look that clean. Like, I literally, when you watch that in live, real time, I cannot tell, and I am looking as hard as I can. I can't tell the transition. That is 2 different cameras. 2 different takes. Heck yeah! That was sick. Patrick J agrees. That was satisfying. Not gonna lie. So what did I cut here? You see I made some combat cuts. Just this, like, he grabs Din and then just, like, stares at him, and then they do this weird choke. Is he talking to him in that? I can't even remember. And then he, like, throws him across the room. And then he tries to, like, Iron Man punch him. And just misses by a mile. I'm intrigued. What the? Where am I? I'm lost. I'm intrigued by this effect on the ground. I don't know why. I just want to see what they did. They just, like, lightened the color of the floor there. That's what his punch did. Is that supposed to be like an indent? Okay. I don't know. So yeah, I changed this. You get rid of that whole weird, like, grabbing neck, pause in combat that never, ever, 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 ever can happen like that. Where is this? I wanted to see if, goodness gracious, there's a lot of footage here. I wanted to see if Gideon was talking there. I can't even remember. Probably is saying something stupid, which is why I cut it. Nope, he doesn't say a word. No way. Am I missing a track? I feel like I'm... Oh, because that would be that one. And that's the middle track. Why do I have... Oh, I moved those down. Yeah, that's all of the tracks. Like, it's just another situation. It looks like he's saying something, but then doesn't. So, alright. Keep it moving with just... Keep the action going. Punch. I don't do that crazy chokey thing. We go right from here to throwing it. Okay, simple enough. I need to take out the Iron Man slam too, because that looks so bad. That's fine to show this, because it actually shows Din recovering and getting up in a pretty agile way, which I like. Compared to the other one where you can tell, like, this was the stunt for the stuntman to get thrown into this thing, and then it's like end scene, and so he just, like, rolls over and lays there because they're ending a scene to make another cut. He's completed his stunt, and they just stay on these frames too long because they're lazy editing. But compared to, like, this is like a planned thing, so I'm fine staying on like that because he's actually doing something. Okay, we're gonna cut the Iron Man punch. Why are my soundtracks so weird over here? Oh, I gotta extend this, I guess. Let's work with this one. No, 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 no. Let's cut the Iron Man punch. Boom. Ha ha. Praetorian Guards got some fire soundtracks, I will say that. Why are these these are making me angry? Why am I missing one here? I'm like missing a whole track here. I must have accidentally deleted it. Well, let's just get rid of you. We'll work from this one. Or will we? Okay, Iron Man punches out. Let's make sure the music and stuff still works. Because he's gonna get up right as these guys are walking in. And he's standing now, which is good because we saw him getting up. That timing works out. Gideon hasn't attacked because he knows his boys are coming in. What the heck is Gideon? Oh, there he is. Yeah, he's back there. That works. All that works out. Because he's over there. He kind of like strides over to this side of the scene. Orak, Sukui! What's up? Okay, let's see how the Praetorians do. Gideon says, break him. Yeah, that could be a good one for that moment. Rip headphones. I didn't play it. I would have gotten banned by YouTube for that, probably. This is going to be hard battle effects to find. Because it's like Mandalorians versus Imperials. Dang, 28 million views on that. Heck yeah. Yeah, like these aren't anything what I want. Some of these Battlefield. Other than, like, you hear ATSTs and stuff is the problem. If it's, like, in the background and really echoey, though, maybe. Some of those effects, though, they're just... be doable. That's droidicas too obvious. This is old Battlefront 2. It's a bunch of Tamora Morrison in there. That's all they have? Really? Come on. There's gotta be something else. There's a lot of space ones. There's not many. There's not many like land battle background noise. This is like the only video. I'll try that one. That one you get like speeder bikes and stuff in the background. Nice. That's how Ben Burt did it. Just tapping on different things with other things. Gonk. Yeah, let me just try one of those two.
Look!
Gunships! Oh. Now we're talking. Well, why do I still hear it? I thought it was going to be good because it's the Battle of Mandalore. I was like, oh, this could be perfect. That doesn't sound as good as the other ones. I'm pretty sure he just took a clip of this one. There's like not enough happening in that one though. I mean, I need constant. And this one sounds the best. Let's see how this one does. That sounds like the most what I need. And I am not seeing many other options. Dun, 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 dun. Does this guy have any other videos? Public cruiser siren. Russian drip. Interesting. What does this one sound like? Oh, yeah. For 10 minutes. Heck yeah. You are marked, Upworlder. Even my dim old eyes can see the mantle of destiny that cloaks you. Rookhill Wrinkle. Oh, this guy's got quote after quote. Old Rookhill Wrinkle Skin. That's what the kids used to call me. You cannot hide from what you once were, Revan. Recognize that you were once the Dark Lord, and know that I have taken your place. All hail Lord Revan. All hail Lord Revan. So many good quotes from these games. Crazy. I mean, come on. This is so good. This is so good. Freaking Jolie Bindo, but passion is not the same thing as love. Controlling your passions while being in love. That's what they should teach you to beware. The love itself will save you, not condemn you. And that's like what Luke Skywalker's Academy grew into. And you had, like, back in the day when they were making this with, like, Jedi Academy and the NJO books, they were hitting this theme so hard. And they were doing it from the Old Republic. You've got this, like, gray Jedi type of character who's saying, you know, the thing Luke eventually learns thousands of years later after the fall of the Jedi Order. Okay, I got distracted by reading KOTOR quotes. Rogue One alarm. It doesn't look like he has any other battles. So we've got Earth. What the heck? Being a fire truck? I'm not clicking on that. I don't... No. Some of those almost sound a little sci-fi. I got some G.K. Chesterton quotes in here. Dang. That's sounding like the Last Jedi. It's not about fighting what you hate. It's about saving what you love. I might use some of this too. Throw that like even quieter. Have them both run. Let's try it. Bodong. Da 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 da. YouTube's probably gonna copyright me with how accurate that was. Okay, let's get some background noises, people. So this should really be starting, like, as soon as this door opens back here, you should start to hear, like, it very quietly. This door will never not piss me off. They're gonna make me freaking spend hours trying to fix this. Okay, so this should be like extraordinarily quiet to begin with. And then... Oops, no. It's gonna need definitely some large room reverb. Should at least go into there. Oh, I meant to...
You Mandalorians never learn. Always hiding behind armor, creed, and myth. As if clinging to relics makes you strong. But you're fractured, tribal, predictable. That's why your home burns beneath my boots. Again. Truth is, I despise...
I'm not hearing the battle sounds enough, actually.
Din Djarin!
There we go, now they're starting.
You Mandalorians never learn. Always hiding behind armor, creed, and myth. as if clinging to relics makes you strong. But you're fractured, tribal, predictable. That's why your home burns beneath my boots. Again. Truth is, I despise your kind. Self-righteous zealots wrapped in scrap metal.
This one needs to be quieter and more echoey.
Damn it. Din Djarin!
That should play a little earlier.
Din Djarin! You Mandalorians never learn. Always hiding behind armor, creed, and myth. As if clinging to relics makes you strong. But you're...
Okay, I think the background music is getting close to what I want. If I really want to be good with it, I need to make it louder when the camera's on him and then quieter when you're tucked in the room. So I'll have to bounce those sound volumes up and down. Let me pull the soundtrack in that I was going to do for this. We are going Gideon's theme, like the last minute of it. Where is that? I don't think it was that. Yeah, I wanted like the last minute of that track. What's this duration? 50 some seconds. So that needs to go to like here. More like here. That's what starts the battle. So just throw you in the background, and that should really kind of start as soon as he says Din Djarin. Let's see this.
Din Djarin! You Mandalorians never learn. Always hiding behind armor, creed, and myth.
It's a little too loud on the soundtrack.
As if clinging to relics makes you strong. But you're fractured, tribal, predictable. That's why your home burns beneath my boots.
I have different sound effects on different parts of the speech, because I was trying to play with the helmet effects. So let me see if I can match those up. Pitch on this also? Yeah, that is a -1. Let's swap those. Let's go for cents instead of semitones. See how that sounds. Oh, I had cents on that one already. Okay.
You Mandalorians never learn.
Yeah, that sounds better.
Always hiding behind armor, creed, and myth. As if clinging to relics makes you strong. But you're fractured, tribal, predictable. That's why your home burns beneath my boots. Again. Truth is, I despise your kind. Self-righteous zealots wrapped in scrap metal, pretending it gives you purpose. You lack order. You swarm like womp rats, clinging to a dead world and a dead code. You deserve nothing but extinction, complete erasure. And that creature is the last delusion you're still fighting for. I will erase him too.
Okay, so that's the super rough cut of that. That's just looping footage of a couple different steps he's taking, and the first take on the dialogue. So that's kind of the vibe going forward with that speech. And then I gotta, like I was saying, I gotta intersperse like the footage of Din back and forth through the speech. Oops. Something like, you know, just so it's not just him the entire time. It's odd. I built the model, this voice model, based on Gideon's actual speech here, which he sounds really different in this one, because he's like so.
You smothered them before they could draw their first breath.
He's like it. He doesn't sound like Gideon in this scene.
And incorporating it into an unstoppable army. And you smothered them before they could draw their first breath.
Why does that make Din so mad? Gideon just sounds so odd in this. Let me mute these tracks, just so you can hear more of this.
Erase him too.
By adding the one thing I never had. The Force. I was isolating the potential to wield the Force. And incorporating it into an unstoppable army.
I don't know, it just doesn't sound like Gideon and the rest of the show that much to me. Now, I will say that he is like more emotional in this, so it's okay for him to sound a little different. This is like his final monologue, and in my speech he's like revealing his disdain for the Mandalorians. I haven't really settled on the helmet effect yet, though. Sometimes it sounds good and sometimes it doesn't, and I haven't nailed down what that difference is when it does and when it doesn't. I'm severely late, but hello there. What's up, IP? Give him a round of applause. Thanks for joining. It's feeling pretty epic. It's starting to get there. You know, when the music kicks in, you got the battle in the background now. It's getting there for sure. Yeah, what do I need on it though? The sound balancing, like sound balancing and shot order on this is what I need to flesh that out. Yeah, like I said the last time, it's probably a tomorrow thing. Oh, it's already 11:30. Okay, I got through this battle. I got through the first battle. So that, yeah, like these battle sound effects need to be playing throughout the entire thing. Yeah, that's right. I was cutting all this until here. So let's pull this back. You know, this is gonna go here. Then the battle sound effects are gonna continue through all of this till we like get to the battle itself. Are you kidding me? How did I do that? Oh, this shouldn't even exist, should it? I don't even need that. Well, you, boom, boom. Boom. No, 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 no. Okay. I just want to see how this battle plays out. Background battle music. Oh, I still have him muted. I was like, I don't hear anything. Okay, that's way too loud. See how just like everything's so soft? Like those punches are just like bump, bump. Like, where's my center channel? There we go. See, I had to audio boost that plus 8 decibels on the center channel. I think I might, if you remember, the pirate battle on Navarro had this problem really bad where it's just like everything was very just passive sounding. So soft. Guns, punches, any type of impact was just like and I did so many effects to make that sound deep, and I can just go back. I can open up my old project for that maybe and just copy the effects I had on those. Paste them onto this. Try and give a little more depth to the sound. It was like I would take the low sounds and then I would like audio boost anytime it went to a certain level of low and then like increase the bass on those moments. So I was just dragging around a bunch of different things to give the sound more depth, more range too. Like the higher sounds would sound higher, the lower sounds would sound lower, and they would seem like closer and sharper. And I think I need to do that for the rest of this battle. Any other Mandalorian music you could use, like in Mandua? It's a good question. Mandalorian war music. I can't use Rage of the Shadow Warriors again. That sounds really cool. Not the right vibe. That's almost like a good ending soundtrack to the movie. Welcome, new Mandalore, to lead in glory. Dang, this could be perfect for like the final soundtrack of the ceremony. Heart of Mandalore, we stand eternally. Dang, this is sick. What else? No, that's the other. I know what that is. Mongolian Mandalorian. Here we go. This is what we need. YouTube is gonna just wreck me for playing that. Mandalorian war song Ex Vote On. No, the beginning of this is what I used in book 5 to open up the the honor duel between Paz and Din. Gratua Kun. This might be the right one. I mean, this is... If I could find like a remaster of this... Because those are from 17 years ago, and it sounds like it. Clones v Mandalorians, Gratua Kun. The sound blending isn't good on that video. What? Playback on other websites has been disabled by the video owner. Watch on YouTube. Boy, where do you think I am? What website do you think I'm on? The heck? Talking about? Watch on YouTube. What is that? What do you mean watch on YouTube? Let's try it on Edge. And it works. Okay. Son of a gun. This track might be like a little soft. I don't know if it's gonna hit hard enough. Okay. Now you've got Samuel Kim in here to bring it up. This might be good. Boom, 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 boom. Throw. This might work. I like it. Let's give that one a shot. What? That's Gideon's theme. Got some weird mixes in there. I kind of like it. I might be able to use that as my transitionary thing from Boba's scene to the Mandalorians jumping into Mandalore. So I'll take this one too. Good old Samuel Kim. Anybody? I'm a big Samuel Kim fan. He's gone away from keyboard for the last like 2.5 years. A lot of people were like worried about him because he was. I mean, he just crushed it on YouTube. Super talented. 2 billion views. Some other YouTuber who knows him said he's doing great. He's just like made his bag and he's out. Like he's crushing it. He's kind of just like retired. I don't blame him at all. Get 2 billion views on a YouTube channel, never have to work again. Never again. The rest of his life, if he invests his money right and puts it in some wise places, you will never have to work a day in your life. If you can get 2 billion views on YouTube with a 2 million subscriber channel, you're set. So that's kind of what he did. He made everything he wanted to. His brother I can't remember his channel. His brother has a channel. He's got like a younger brother who started doing it too. His stuff is good also. How long was he making music? So he did about 4 years of YouTube. Now he's set for life. Okay, what did I download? Gratuakun. No. Oh, I want this one. I want this one just to have it. In case I want to use it at the end of the movie. Give me a Boba one. That's just a jam. Halo plus Vode on. It's pretty sweet. That's honestly sick. I can't use that anywhere because the Halo music is too... That would feel out of place. But that's a sick track. I always liked this too. This was great for Fallen Order. Boom. That's sweet. What is this? What does that mean? For... I don't know what that word is. That's parent, isn't it? What's Ciare? This is a very, very peaceful track. Ciare? My beloved. So is it? It's like for beloved parent. Interesting. Original song by Sazmondo and Robert Whitaker. That's a UFC fighter. Richard Whitaker. For the love of my father, basically, yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Lots of people may... Ooh, what's this soundtrack? No, none of these are what I want. How to make a real Russian accent in English. Why is that in Mandoa Songs playlist? Okay, let's try chucking a few of these in and then I gotta go. Okay. Move that one away. Grab you. Bring you in. What was I gonna try? Yeah, I was gonna try this one first. Oh, she's loud. She's a loud one. So that needs to start like here.
I will erase him too.
Interesting. So they got a few drum hits in the background. No battle noise. No soundtrack. There's like no iconic soundtrack to end the show, which is just nuts. It's kind of nuts. Hearing this actually made me... Hearing this made me want to try and build a Gideon model just based off of this. For the speech. I wonder how it'll do with that.
Bo-Katan Kryze. What's it gonna be this time? Surrender? Or fight?
What is this? Oh, that's my other track I was looking at using. Does Gideon talk again in his helmet? Probably not. Nobody talks in this freaking episode. Alright, I'm going to call it there. We are approaching midnight Eastern Standard Time. Congratulations to all of the live viewers who actually got to see the stream, because I did so much soundtrack work. I'm going to wake up with a bunch of YouTube feces in my mouth. Sometimes they hit the stream like 2 or 3 hours after it wraps up, and sometimes it's like 12, 13, 14 hours after. It just depends on like when their AI scanner gets the processing time to scan it, I guess. And I mean, I've never gotten a strike or anything for showing any of this. They just do trims, and it's kind of like I either like sneak under the radar and it doesn't pop it, but then when it does pop, it goes after the most ridiculous stuff. Like it almost every time it goes after the visual in my intro where I show like the Disney Star Wars thing, like the helmets. It like sees that and is like, using copyrighted video content, delete it. And it's like, what? That's like a 10-second clip that I do. Is that seriously that copyrighted? Just to have that visual up? I don't know. It's really odd, but I've never gotten like a permanent strike on anything. It just makes me trim it. It takes the video down temporarily until I do the trims, and it auto trims it for you. It just says here's the sections that got to be cut, and you can like dispute them and stuff. I know I'll stay under the radar. I'll just cut it up. I will forever be pissed though that it cut my world record stream. What was it, this one? It cut it from like 4 hours and 11 minutes to 2 hours 53 minutes. That one made me a little bit sad. You can use the fake one I made for Rebels. It's just the helmet sequence. Oh. I mean, it's just in like this intro thing. When I play this, this is when it gets better. That's when I show it. So, I don't know, man. It is what it is. That's why you join live. I wanted one last thing. I haven't uploaded like a normal video in so long. It's been a month. I don't like waiting a month. I would love to do one every week or two. But part of it's just like when I'm looking through my edit and it's like, what do I want to share? It's like I have to have something that's significant enough to share, that's also finished enough to share, that also like isn't too big of a spoiler. So like my first thought would be like, oh, hey, this Din flashback scene would be cool to share. But then it's like, well, outside of like my crew here who watches the live streams, I don't know. It's like spoilers. I mean, there's 54K views on this Rancor thing. Boba Fett hires the Night Owls, 2.3K views. Of like a super early draft of this. So it's like, I could do the flashback, I could show Paz Vizsla's last stand, his Roid Ray. I mean, those would be like great videos to make. But I'm stuck of like, I don't want to spoil it. Even though I've shown like most of the movie on these streams. I mean, that's spread around. How many hours of streams do I have now? I mean, all these. I've been streaming for 4 months on this. Usually 2 hours on average, probably. So, what am I at tonight? Oh, I hit 3 tonight? Dang! Alright, we just crossed 3. Yeah, so I'm just like, what do I upload? That's not going to be like a spoiler, but still something that like gets people excited to watch it. Because these videos have done a great job promoting it, so I want to promo. I need to do something. One more thing I wanted to show. Here's something that's currently cooking.
Fine.
Partnering with another editor named Jedi Zorro, so credit to him for helping me expand the Rancor scene. But I am looking at expanding it to the following. Okay, so this is new. Looking up to see the Rancor. Rancor grabs him. I have Boba smile, but then just like get eaten a little bit. So it's just like an extension of something like that. So I've been kind of playing. I might keep the grab. We'll see what I can do with it. It would be cool to extend that just a little bit. Even like the extended shot of him looking up at the Rancor gets the point across a little bit. So. There's some potential. I might be able to work something out with that. You could show off the fight between Paz and Axe. Not too spoilery. Did I do enough on that one to make it worth showing, though? I mean, I did a lot of combat edits to it. I guess some of the Mandoa dialogue, which I think I made a little more humorous. Okay, I didn't do that. Where is that section? I don't know. I feel like I didn't do enough to this to show it off. You know? I don't know. Maybe I don't have to do like the most extreme changes. I try to put myself in other people's shoes too, because you know, with my edit that's this freaking large. Like internally, I expect a lot. So then I don't know, I'm just like sharing smaller stuff. It's probably fine because like other editors I'm a fan of. For example, like Pixel Joker and his Kenobi edit. Shoot, I'd watch any clip. Like, you could tell me, oh yeah, I made this character smile here instead of here, and here's why. I'd watch the crap out of that. So, and I know I have followers who are that excited for this edit. I mean, I get messages all the time of people like, oh, I'm more excited about this book 6 than anything else Disney's announced. Can't wait. When's it coming out? I get questions like that all the time. So I know I should just start doing stuff. Maybe I'll do it a little more interactive and like talk through a scene on why I changed certain things rather than just post the scene. I'll think about it. Because the channel also, it doesn't grow from live streams. I have more fun doing live streams than anything else. The videos make it grow. When I'm not posting videos, no growth. I was climbing steadily, and then I just slowed down on the video. I know that's what everybody always says, too, is just you have to post consistently. If you don't, you're boned. So, and I gotta do it. I gotta post something. I'm not sure how well it would perform, but that part isn't too spoilery. Yeah, that's true. I could post it. Yeah, that would be an easy one. There's gotta be more, though, that I could do, right? What's something more... developed? Gosh, this edit's so freaking big. I mean, even just stuff like the Ugnaughts, you know? I just, like, post the new conversation from the Ugnaughts. Why is that there? Oh, that's when he smashes him in the face. That's right. Yeah, I could even do this. Just like Din gets assigned to find Boba Fett. That video would probably do good.
Boba Fett gelir urcirmi bat mandayem tion tur vikuir cikala.
Nes 3 linear dahralit. Kagalare. Bahal mesene overdain road. Jate bohar Bo-Katan. Kedinumi batgar mesen. Platsir dharaish reshea. Ibak venis triliak swabs balga istrat.
Neon bidrusani shibi kartel. Mienu gana kanara paroya karir bantase.
Warihat. Korman kan.
Oh, that's the Night Owl's one. His mission for Boba's earlier. So I should just post stuff like that. I should just start posting like minute or 2 clips. I know I should. I know I should do it. Plus 15, like a plot-focused one. That one's really impressive because you salvaged the worst episode. Yeah. Yeah, I need to take time and make some videos. But then it's like... I also get stuck in a thing of like, man, am I going to spend like 2 or 3 hours making a video? Because if I do them... I don't know. I can just upload the clips, I guess, but... You know, like... This one took a while to make. I had fun with this one.
Majestic. Kreese.
Like, getting the wipes and the soundtracks and the intro and stuff. I mean, that one only did 348 compared to this, which is nothing else but the clip, so the extra effort doesn't really matter that much, but matters to me. Alright, you've convinced me. I'll just start posting stuff. Gonna go to like a random number generator and just say like, pick a minute out of this thing and I'll share it. Yeah, I could do like a little clip of the Yavin preview or something. Yeah, I know. All right. Last thing is, you know, I'm getting close-ish to the end. You know, once I get through, how many minutes of content do I have left? This is crazy. I can't believe we're this far. Awesome. Yes, media pending. Beautiful. I love watching pending media shows. All right, Adobe's ready to call it quits tonight. Okay. I mean, I only have like 20 minutes of footage left. I also have to figure out the freaking timing of where to put my Boba Fett scene. The pacing with the space stuff is horrible. Because, like, we don't see Axe Woves for so long, and then we finally see him here. He's, like, falling through orbit. So, I gotta, like... somewhere, like, before this is where the next Boba scene has to go. But that's crazy, because now I've got... You've got Din fighting Gideon. You've got Grogu fighting the Praetorians. You've got, like, Bo-Katan and the General Mandalorian space battle. And then you've got, like, Axe Woves and the Star Destroyer plot. So there's, like, 4 concurrent battles going on. And it's so hard to pace them out right. So a lot of it's just going to be, like, I'm going to put it places now. But then once I, like, watch this whole thing, like this whole hour-long segment, just as one lump, I'm probably going to have to move stuff around. But, okay, once I get, like, the first rough cut of everything, I am literally going to go back to minute 1. I'm not going to stream this, but I will be back here hitting play in Premiere. I'll wait forever for Premiere to actually play. Dude, Premiere's cooked right now. It's done. Doesn't even want to begin to cooperate. How? I can't pause it. It's not playing. Can I hit save? Let me just save and close this. Anyways, I'll be watching this entire movie in Premiere so I can just find all the, like, audio stuff I didn't finish. The heck is this? Where's my clips? Wah! Son of a gun, where are those? I don't like red. Ah, there's... Frick. What do I do? Oh my gosh, I'm out of control. I need to go to bed. I'm breaking stuff. Why was that red? I swear that was just red. Alright, it's bedtime. It's bedtime! Jessica.